I was part of the TAS. I was one of them. It all started when I used to wash cars in a small town in the mornings with a bucket and a rag that already looked like a kitchen cloth. I earned very little, just enough to eat, and sometimes not even that. And this all starts when I was looking for a job on Facebook. I applied through a form they left in a post, and they contacted me on WhatsApp. They offered me a job as a security guard with benefits required by law, they said, and a fixed salary. It sounded good to me because it was more than I was making washing cars. They asked me for photos from the front and the side. It didn't seem strange to me because I thought it was something normal, or that companies sometimes ask for that. They paid for my bus ticket and everything. Until then, they hadn't asked me for any documents. I didn't know about it since I'd never had a formal job before. That's where I made my first mistake. They asked me if I knew anyone else. Why did I need to do that? All excited, I told my friend Sevilla. He also took the photos. They paid for his ticket too. The two of us were on the same bus, really happy because going to the city was a luxury for us. We laughed, talked about spending our first paycheck, where to travel, and places to visit. At the bus station, they said they'd send a rideshare car. It didn't take long. We got in. There was a driver and someone in the passenger seat. It didn't seem odd. Suddenly, they pointed their guns at us. They took our belongings, and since I was talking and begging them not to hurt us, they hit me really hard on the head. I fainted. When I woke up, Sevilla was shaking my shoulder. The first thing I saw was a bunch of people like us, all on the ground, all with the same look of not knowing where they were. They told us that we were there so that anyone who tried to escape would be stopped. And it wasn't just an empty threat. There were about 30 of them. Some wanted to cry, but they didn't dare. They divided us into groups of 6. What they made us do the most was run, go up hills, go down hills, exercise until our legs were shaking. And there was always someone behind, making sure no one was left behind. Then came the day they weeded people out. One day while we were running, they took us to a waterfall. They said we would jump. It was about 15 meters high, and whoever didn't do it would have to deal with them. From the first group of 6, only 2 jumped. The other 4 didn't have the courage, and I'd rather not tell you what happened to them because it wasn't pretty or pleasant at all. When it was my group's turn, I was the second one to go, and I'm afraid of heights. Sevilla knew that since we were kids. When the instructors got distracted for a second, he pushed me. I fell into the water, came out coughing, all scared, with my hands scraped from the rocks. One of the instructors helped me out and said, "You see,
Kid, was it that hard for you?"
After all the groups finished, one instructor began clapping. He said that was our initiation, that we were now part of it, and that he had a special gift for us. We were going to fight in Michoacan. That's where they took us. During the day, it was calm, but also that first night was on a highway, really dark. We were in a van with police strobes, but they were already waiting for us. They greeted us with gunfire. I was in the first van in the passenger seat. The van was armored, but you never know if it's going to hold up. And what happened first was that a bullet hit on the passenger side, and I felt like at any moment a damn bullet was going to come through. Plus, seeing the sparks from the bullets streaking through the night like shooting stars, but made of lead. That fear never goes away. You just learn to hide it deep inside. In another truck where Sevilla was, you could see how they shot at them with a grenade launcher. They didn't hit them directly, but what they did was aim at the ground so it would bounce and go under the truck. And what happened is that it caught fire. They managed to get out, but Sevilla was the last one. The others ran to get into the vehicle we were in. Sevilla was coming behind, running. When he was halfway there, a truck from the rival group ran him over and tried to run us over too. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out. I couldn't help him. We managed to get away, but that night I cried, especially because I realized that he saved me, even though I was the one who put him in that situation. But since then, every time I close my eyes, I see Sevilla running. About 2 or 3 months went by. And for me, I didn't care anymore if something happened to me because for a few seconds I was exposed. My teammates and instructors would yell at me, asking if I was crazy since I also wasn't eating or drinking water. And at night, when everything was quiet, Sevilla would appear to me in my dreams. Sometimes he would say to me,
Give it your all.
Sometimes he would just look at me with that look he had when we were kids. We learned they planned to send us to a highly contested area to capture more territory. I no longer wanted any part of it. I didn't want to keep seeing my own people fall or take someone else's life anymore. We started planning an escape as a group. We were the ones who couldn't take it anymore. But it's not easy to get out of this. We knew that if they found out about us, something would happen to us, like ending up dead somewhere. The way I escaped, I'll keep that to myself. I'll just say I got help from the inside. Someone else who was fed up, wanted out, and could move the pieces without raising suspicion. Not everyone who planned the escape made it. Some withdrew when it mattered most. I don't know about the others. I'd rather not know. The part that hurt me the most was when I had to go back home, because even then I walked back just like that. With what I was wearing, that's how my family welcomed me. And later on, I had to explain what happened to Sevilla. I've been to like 20 psychologists, but I'm sharing my story with those who think that being in that life means having brand new trucks, women, and money. I never got any of that. This is my story, and survivors aren't the strongest. They're the ones who were lucky, or the ones who got help when they needed it most.